Are you stuck in your property investing journey? Would you like to start your property investing journey? Well, welcome. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. As you may know, I run a company called FHC Consulting, where we are a training and coaching consultancy. So, just to get going, I thought I'd come live here today, sharing with you where we can assist you. You see, I started my property investing journey back in 2005. Where I bought a two-bed, a one-bath, and I did renovations, and I bought the best of the best. Feature wall, the best tiles, the carpets that were put down were second to none, and everything that I just did around the apartment was really, really good. And well, I thought that at that time. Because you see, when you're growing up, you look at what everybody else has, you see what you don't have, and when you can afford, well, you go into it and you do what you must do. So when I started my journey in property investing in 2005, I did not foresee the hiccups that I was going to have because I eventually let the place out. I rented it out. I had tenants. I had a number of different tenants. And the lessons I learned as a landlord was second to none. Let's put it this way. The education that we get on YouTube or on Google, for that matter, where you must buy your property and the tenant will rent. The rent that you get from the tenant, you pay the bond, and then everything else you must pay out of your pocket. Well, that's the education that I got from Google, YouTube, and everywhere else around me. Until much later in my life when I met property investing. But I also didn't meet property investing in the most nicest way because later on, when I got married, my husband and I started a couple of businesses. Some did well, some didn't do all that good. And the one business that didn't do good really left us in a black hole. And then my husband said, "Come, let's go to a property investing seminar." And I was like, "What? A property investing? What? Are you crazy? Like, how crazy can you be?" Yes, that happened all inside. But the calmness in my face just said, but we can't afford to do property investing. Are you a crazy man or something? We can't afford it because we're not rich. It's only for the rich people. I tried that some time ago and I felt like this was a disaster. You very well know that I sold my flat because it was just one disaster after another. Because if the tenant didn't pay, I had to just suddenly spring the money from where? So it's for rich people, it's for people that may have an inheritance, but that model of buying, supplementing, and then breaking even didn't work for me. So what are we going for? What are we doing here? Yeah, those are the sort of things that I had gone through. But nonetheless, I thought, let me just appease this person. I went through to the property investing seminar and they spoke. I was shut down to everything. I was like, whatever these guys are drinking, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. Until the speaker said, no money down. I was like, what? No money down. So that got me sitting straight up. And so I listened, I bought into the training. We had gone through, we did the training, we did the coaching, and what an experience. I already felt floating in the sky. I was in seventh heaven because here I've got an active income strategy that's going to pay my debt. I know where to find property investors. Well, here is it. Well, so I thought. As life would have it, we started on our journey looking for these property opportunities, and it was quiet for about 6 months. We got an opportunity, we negotiated, bummed out. We got an opportunity, negotiated, bummed out. And this was the pattern that played for a while. And I was like, oh, just when I was excited. Just when I was excited. Until that OTP happened. Until we went into a joint venture with a fellow property investor and we signed on the dotted line and we had the nerve to pay 1,000 deposit. It was accepted. Why? The way we negotiated it. That's why. And the exciting part is a lot of the cliches that we thought went with property investing was just stripped away. We thought it has to be 10% of the purchase price. But who would have thunk that 1,000 deposit would have bought our way? But when that one opportunity worked out, so many opportunities after that started falling in place. It actually felt like properties were falling from the sky. No, I kid you not. It's not even an exaggeration. It felt like it was coming from the sky. And I thought, what is happening? It was so quiet now. And ever since I've been screaming about property investing from the top of my lungs. And I really believe that with the achievements that we've had, to share our story from coming from literally 5 million in debt, knowing when to offload our biggest liability, which was the farm, knowing how to sell, knowing how to position things. It really helped us to a very large degree. Knowing how to do these creative finance sort of deals where we go into joint ventures, we either earn a passive income or we get an active income, which then meant we just flipped with that particular joint venture to sell property opportunities and all of these things that were foreign to us prior to doing the property training. Well, that's what we do at property at FHC Consult. I had decided that all my experience of the struggles that I found on the ground to put this course together, because many people looked at me and said, "But how did you do it? We that got the money or the access to the bond, we are struggling. How did you do it? Show us how you did it." And I started pairing up with a number of people, showing them this is what I did, and we had done some joint ventures together. And fortunately, it really is such a phenomenal story that in our household, we are just about property investing because we have found what it's done for us. So, on the back of that, if anything I know is that starting your 1 day property training with FHC Consulting, we will be able to share with you how to get started in property investing, the property investing fundamentals that you need to know that need to be in place, and then tap into these different income strategies that create passive income or alternatively an active income for you. Where we have found our property investors, and I mean that's just the cherry on top, as well as how we can use other people's money to accelerate our journey, even to start our journey. And just one more thing, if you would like a lot more about this information, you can go down, click on the link below, and have an outline sent through to you. If so, like I am just so excited. I know that I can go on, but I also know that I just need to stop at this given point. You're looking for property investing, you're looking for a property investment course. We do a 1 day boot camp. We call it a boot camp because when you walk in the door from 8:30 to 5, all we are doing is education, education, education. The education is not just theory. I've got a deal for every other thing that I talk about. The only thing that I do say is I'm not about auctions, but I'll be able to share with you about auctions and we talk about that for a very few minutes. But everything else we cover, and I've got a deal to go with it to share more about that particular theory or strategy that I'm talking about. So I look forward to seeing you at our next 1 day property bootcamp. Take good care and have an awesome day.